Oh, okay. We didn't press the button. Sorry. Welcome, everybody.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to WAW, the show where important topics of the day are largely ignored.
And foolishness reigns supreme, and we seem to do that well, don't we?
That's right.
Yes, we do.
All right. I'm the master of foolishness.
And I'm the Mrs. of Foolishness. Hello, Henry and Martha. We missed you guys. Hey, Claire.
Hi, Claire. Thanks for joining us. We're here, and we're back to ask the eternal question.
Yep. What's happening?
I'll tell you what's happening. We got a very special guest today, our dear friend and my bandmate of 20 years.
Yeah.
I don't think I've worked with anybody that long. They usually figure me out in about 2. And
yeah, out of here. Yeah. You're out of here.
But yes, 20 years.
Hey, Chris. Chris, what's up, Sharon? Share. Which one's Share, Chris?
Hey, Chris. We got
hey,
you,
Bob.
babe. Hey, Bob. How you do? Hey, Rick. Thanks for joining us.
All right.
So,
well,
oh wait.
Speaking of Share, she's going to have to wait. Of
Bella
course.
needs to use the restroom.
She always does that.
I
She
know.
always, Bella, here, you know what?
Like-
I'll do this little, I'll be back in 1 sec. Jim, say what you're going to say.
Come on, this is a live broadcast and we got the dogs needing to use the restroom. Okay, yeah, Swan and I have been in Led Zeppelin together for 20 years. So, I mean, we could literally be on here tonight for 2 or 3 hours telling interesting stories. Although we know half of you would probably tune out, so we'll keep it to about an hour and a half.
No, it's an interesting ride. I'm telling you, I was there for the whole thing, and you guys have been blessed and blessed.
Yeah, we have.
Well,
Hey,
you're
Bill.
good musicians, but you've been very blessed with what you've been given.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And what you've earned.
No,
you've earned it as well. But
there's been a lot of incredible things that have happened to us in the band over the years, and we're going to share some of those with you tonight. And as well as Swan's going to tell you about some other new projects that he's got going on, as well as some new recordings that he's been working up throughout the pandemic. So it's going to be a great show tonight. We're really looking forward to it.
Pamela, Bill,
hi,
Todd. Good to see you guys.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yay, we're so happy to be here with you. And
yes, we are.
Again, we started this in the middle of the pandemic, in the beginning of the pandemic, actually.
That's right.
Just to kind of connect with you guys in our backyard, on our lawn chairs.
And Buddy's heading out there right now.
That's okay. With our Facebook Live. And then we loved connecting with everybody. And we kept on asking you, should we stop? Do we need to stop? Are we being ridiculous? And you guys wanted us to continue. So here we are. We're continuing. So hopefully this is a good thing. We love coming to your homes. We love you bringing you in our home.
Yes.
And
hi, Michael.
Yeah.
Hi, Carla.
It's a chance to connect with everybody.
Tony.
And what is our coin phrase? What are the things that we ignore? What are the things that we don't talk about?
Important topics of the day.
We don't talk about important topics of the day, and we don't.
Yeah, we don't even talk about them with each other.
No, we ignore them.
That's why we get along so well.
It's a big party at the Wootons. That's what it is.
Hi, Pauline. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Pauline. Good to see you.
Scott wants to know where our gardener is.
Yeah.
He's actually going to be with us next week, Scott. It's funny you should mention that.
Is it the gardener?
Yes.
Oh, that gardener.
Hi, Drew.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, brother.
Well,
Thank you
and
for joining us.
now that you've asked, Scott, we do have a very special guest next week.
Yes.
A very, very good friend of ours.
I'm going to go close that door while you tell them that.
Well, I can do it. Gary Gig Grantham is our guest.
Gig is going to be joining us next week.
But get this, we have another special guest, and I'm not going to give you the date.
Is it the following week?
Yeah.
Is it the following week?
Well, I'm hoping she's going to look at her schedule. Miss Katie Darrell is going to be one of our friends, one of my very good friends. I love her dearly, but she is the hostess extraordinaire of World's Greatest Tribute Bands, and she is going to come on and tell you the history behind World's Greatest Tribute Bands and how it was born. So I'm gonna
gonna be
close the
great.
screen door. This is what you get when being at our home.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've got some stuff going on here now. Things are starting to open up, so it's getting to be really exciting. We want to thank all you guys. We were completely overwhelmed with the turnout at the Fantasy Springs Casino out in the Rock Yard. That was incredible. I can't believe they packed that many people back there. I mean,
It was insane.
It was absolutely nuts. So
I heard it was insane. I didn't see it. I was in the casino losing
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
I
lost.
have to say I lost this weekend. Welcome to our home. This is our home. Hey.
Buddy and Bella are
That's what we
a
do.
little preoccupied with one of our neighbors taking a walk down the street. But yeah, so thank you for coming out to Fantasy Springs. It was such a blast.
Yeah.
We hadn't played in 5 months, and hopefully it didn't sound like that.
And Scott says, I miss World's Greatest Tribute Bands. You know what, Scott?
Yeah.
We do too, but you know what?
Hi, Don.
We're going to bring it back to you because Katie and I, we're going to bring this back.
What are you talking about?
The reunion. Not
the
World's
reunion,
Greatest.
yeah,
We're bringing back reunions. We're going to do it every year. It's what we're going to do.
Yeah, we're hoping to make that happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully that can happen this year.
Nah, we were gonna bypass 21 and bring it into 22.
Annie is watching us. Say hi to Annie. Hey, Scott.
Hi, Annie. Good to see you, Annie.
Scott
Annie.
Hathaway.
I heard Annie had a rough day today, and I'm so sorry, Annie. And our love and hugs around you. I'm sorry you had a rough day.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Annie. But thanks for joining us tonight.
The last one rocked. Scott Hathaway. The last Epican show. Is that what you're saying, Scott?
Yeah, it needs to be a little more specific, I guess. Huh?
We have a lot of things that rock in our life.
We got 2 Scotts on, Scott Wardlow and Scott Hathaway.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Woo, woo.
We need to mention our sponsor tonight.
Yes.
You want to bring that information up?
I will.
Oh, the last Access show at the Whiskey. Yeah, that was incredible. What a great night. In fact, our guest tonight had a huge part in making that happen.
He did.
Swan's expertise as a sound man basically got us through.
Pulled us through.
Otherwise, we'd still be there trying to figure things out.
Pulled us through. Yeah, he did. He pulled us through.
Our sponsor, as always. If you have a car or truck, go see Cal.
If you want to save a buck, go see Cal.
Take the car in for your wife.
She will love you all your life.
Go see Cal. Go see Calvin Ellis at Calvin's Auto Repair.
Yeah. At 501 East Glen Oaks Boulevard in Glendale, California. And you guys, we say this every single week, but we mean it. We mean it. Jim and I spent 20 years being just my mom's my Facebook friend, so I can't say bad things.
Car mechanics.
Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. They saw me coming. They saw me coming, and they were like, blonde with the Mercedes, $5,000. That's right. We don't even care what's wrong with your car. It's $5,000. How much is your car worth?
And we'd usually end up spending it because we needed the car fixed.
Yeah. So Calvin is amazing. Calvin will only fix what needs to be fixed. Mm-hmm. And he will tell you, listen.
Isn't that a novel idea?
He will fix what needs to be fixed. And he will say, listen, in the next couple months, this needs to be done. So it gives you a little bit of
heads up.
Heads up.
To know what you're going to be needing a little later on to keep your.
So we love Calvin. We actually just went out to dinner with Calvin and his beautiful wife Tuesy.
That's right.
Last week.
had a blast with them. And he wanted us to tell you again. He is extending the offer. If anybody comes in that has been watching this show, goes into his shop and mentions WAW. He's going to give you 10% off your bill.
10% off, people.
And if you're changing out your transmission, that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
Right?
All you need to say.
Or your catalytic converter,
That was a big word. I feel like you might have stumbled through that word a little bit. Catalytic. It's a big word.
Oh, man.
Anyway, go to Calvin. Let them know that you have seen WAW. Just say WAW, and he will give you 10% off of your bill.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
you can't beat that, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then also, did you want to show us any of your tumblers this evening before we get started?
Well, I have to say I'm again blessed with the business that everyone has given me with the tumblers. I'm working. I'm working till midnight, right?
Well, somebody in the family has to do it. So
at this point,
might as well be her.
So this is one of my tumblers that I made. This is the Blondie tumbler. This is my hockey team, the Los Angeles Kings.
I told you not to mention that.
Sorry, I know. It's not a Laker Cup, but Kings are not in the Staples Center right now. But today I have 17 orders in the queue, and I'm making tumblers till what, 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah, you are.
I am making tumblers. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the business.
Yes, we do.
I put heart and soul into every single tumbler I make, so I appreciate every single order you give me, and I'm having a blast making them.
Yeah, she is. I keep asking her, hey, do you think you're ever going to get burned out on
this? Not yet. I'll let you know.
I'm hoping that she doesn't, because we've got some debt to pay off.
Yeah. We're doing it.
Oh, man. So let's see. I'm trying to think.
Sammy Burke. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Woot.
Hey, Sammy.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Thanks for joining us.
Robin.
Hi, Michelle.
You guys, we love all you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. This is going to be a great show tonight.
Yep. Again, we are what?
Stuff.
We're 15 minutes away.
No, we're not. We're 8 minutes away. Okay. We're going to bring Swan.
We're going to bring him on early. We're going to bring him on early
because we know you guys have questions for him, and he's got a lot of things that he wants to tell us about.
Yeah. Hey, Michelle.
Hi, Chopsy.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Robin.
Oh, wait, Scott has a list of questions, and he plays in a band with him. So
Scott, you need to put him in here. We'll bring him up. This is a Q&A. You guys can ask Swan any question you want, and he will answer.
Hi, Wendy.
I don't know. Will he answer?
Wendy wants to message you an order.
All right.
Is that okay?
Wendy, yes. Send me a PM, Wendy. We'll work together.
You need to make a WAW one.
Oh, it's in the works. Don't ruin my surprise.
Oh, man.
So, no, what we didn't tell everybody is, you guys, this is a Q&A. So
Scott wants to know, do you have a coffee cup that you could make for him?
This is a coffee cup. No, it's not a coffee cup.
No, you can believe it.
This is actually a water cup, but I do have a coffee cup. Yes, I have 3 different sizes. I have a 12 ounce, a 20 ounce, and this is my 30 ounce. This is a 30.
Yep. And of course, I've got my Berkey water filtration system water.
Oh, God. And
I highly recommend that to anybody who wants clean drinking water. And see, you notice it's glass. I'm not drinking it out of plastic because I'm trying to avoid all the.
So I will tell you, we have a $300 plus drinking water filtration system.
Yeah, but it's the best. It supposedly takes out 99.99% of the pollutants in your drinking water.
Well, that's what they say. That's what they tell you.
Yeah. Well, I've seen some reviews, and it seems like most people are happy with it.
Yeah. Glad I got my order. So Bob Bacon ordered a cup last night. Scott says, you guys PM me. I'm putting the orders in. Hi, Drea. So Drea is my teacher. Drea actually taught me. She is. She taught me how to make tumblers. And this business has taken off. So thank you. I appreciate everything, every order you've given me. I'm busy every day, and I'm loving it. It allows me to use my creativity and make money doing it.
So thank you all for giving her your business, because the only business she gets from me is monkey business, right?
Yeah, well, that's, but he's cute, right? He's cute.
Oh, stop.
How cute is that?
Stop that. Okay.
Okay.
Lakers are still in the same spot.
Thank you, Drea. So are you.
So the Lakers are hanging on there without LeBron, without Anthony Davis.
They're
it's really
on.
funny.
And they won the other night.
Yeah, but this has been a very strange year
it's
because
crazy.
usually I would look at the schedule and I could pretty much tell you which games that were going to win, which games that were not. And this year has been totally the opposite. When I think they're going to win, they don't. When I think they're going to lose, they win. So it's been kind of a strange year that way.
Chopsy, I do. I have an Instagram page, so I'll send that to you. I have an Instagram page that shows all my tumblers. Go Lakers! Go Lakers!
Yeah,
And my Kings are actually playing at the Pond.
When is that?
But it's the night you're playing somewhere.
Oh yeah, we're playing somewhere.
Man, I can't wait to get back into hockey because I'm ready. I'm ready to get myself back into the stadium and start acting like an animal. Because the minute I enter Staples Center,
Yes.
all this feminine stuff goes away.
Yeah, believer about that. As far as like any shows that I'm doing this coming week, we're going to be actually filming one at the Old Town Temecula Theater with band that I'm playing with called Tailor Made Tapestry, which is a tribute to Carole King and James Taylor. And what we're going to be doing is we're filming a recreation of their Troubadour reunion show from 2007
With the grand piano.
and piano
Yeah,
and
with the
everything,
grand
great
piano.
lighting.
Yeah.
That's going to air, I believe, on the 30th of this month. So I'll remind you as it draws closer.
Yeah.
But
All right. I think we might be at the hour.
yeah, I think we're pretty close to being there. So without further ado, we're going to bring. Hey, Larry.
Well, Drea. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little intro to our good friend Swan.
Yeah.
And Swan is involved in some really good projects.
Yes.
One, obviously, Led Zepp again, but he also has a project called Robert PlantNation, which is a tribute to Robert Plant, which is a fantastic band.
Right.
And he also has a solo stuff, which is
original
off
material.
the hook amazing.
Really great stuff.
Yeah.
So without any further ado, let's bring Swan on.
All right.
here.
Well, we're gonna play a little intro and then bring him on.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Wish I had wings of a I'm like a stray cat running in the heat of the night. I got fire in my eyes, I got to deal with the light. Sing my song. I've been around the world, I gotta find my girl. I'm on my way. I've been this way 10 years to the day. I'm gonna find the queen of all my dreams.
Welcome, Swan. Yay.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
That was
Thank you.
fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was great.
I'm wearing the glasses, making
Oh,
me look
yeah.
older. But there you go. It is
We all
what
wear
it is.
glasses. We all wear glasses.
You have to see what I'm doing. You know.
Yeah. No problem at all. No problem at all. We had a few questions. I guess we were going to ask you just to give everybody a little bit of background on you personally. And I know some of the folks that have joined us have some questions as well. So we might as well dive into that first.
Yeah. Let's get these questions going.
So, have you always been a musician? And if not, what other occupations have you had throughout the course of your life?
Well, I was a grave digger once. I was actually digging them up. No. No. Let's see. I was in the tire business in Ireland, fixing tires, and then I became a care assistant to old people, helping old people and stuff like that. And then
Wow.
I became a sound engineer. So
Wow.
Yeah.
So you worked in a what are they called?
old folks home.
But I love that. That's amazing. And what was your
Yeah.
experience like there?
Yeah, I took care of about 6 to 7 men, and I would have to take care of all their needs, and it was good.
I think that's super special. I think that's really special.
I'm glad she does, Swan, because she's about to experience that with me in a few years.
Well,
I think it's super special that you did that.
well, I did it because I want somebody to take care of me as I'm getting closer myself. So.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna have to hire people for that.
Yeah, that's
I'll hire people.
And can you tell everybody where you were born? I would imagine most of the people that are familiar with Led Zeppelin might know, but
Yeah.
if you could just clarify that for everybody that's joining us.
I was born in Ireland, born and bred Irishman, in a place called Drogheda, which is a medieval town. You guys were there. You've seen it.
Yeah, we loved it.
Beautiful. It was
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. And so Drogheda Island. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing place to visit.
Yeah. And I know you had plans to go back and visit with family last year, but I know the pandemic derailed that. Are you planning on going back anytime soon?
Well, Ireland's still, it's more strict than here, to be honest. I mean, they can't even go about 5 miles beyond their house. My sister lives in a place called Dundalk. That's where she lives, and she can't even go to my hometown because she'll be fined.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, that's how strict it is.
Wow. Is anything starting? I mean, are they starting to get to a point of opening up and coming back to normalcy, or is it a long ways off still?
They're just starting. It's just starting now to get the vaccine. So
Okay.
it's going to. Ireland's always behind a bit, so it's going to take a minute, So.
Yeah.
But as far as going back, I'm looking forward because I just want to get everybody together because I have children in England and children here in the States.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Claire says it's the same way in England too. I know you have a daughter who's in England.
I have. I've got Jonathan, Marcus, and Layla.
Yeah.
They all live in England. Yeah, Layla lives actually in Wales, in Cardiff. So that's why. So
Wow.
I've got English and I've got the Welsh. I've
Yeah.
got the Irish.
So your wife is reaching out to you from Georgia. She says, "Hey, baby, from Georgia."
Oh, hi, honey. How you doing? Yeah, she's off there doing something special. In fact, one of my sons, as an Ohannes,
Yes.
the little man, is he's in Taekwondo and martial arts and all that, but he's out there right now actually shooting a big show, which I can't mention right now. It's a big show on Netflix, so it's really amazing how it's all transpired. But yeah, he's out there right now. He's going to be out there for a week shooting this show, which we'll see him on Netflix in the next coming months. So it's going to be good.
So we have Larry says this, Ireland may be behind with the vaccine, but they make great whiskey.
Yeah, well, and they'd probably drink you under the table too, Larry. So
This is kind of a fun fact that most of you probably wouldn't ever imagine. Swan and I have been in the band now for 20 years. Derek and Anthony, of the 4 of us, only 2 of us drink alcohol. Can you guess what that would be?
yeah, that's right. I mean,
Yeah.
and talking about the Irish, Jim. I mean, I'm full blown Irish.
Yes.
And I even when I go back home, they still give me so much. If I can say the word shit, they give me so much trouble. They always tell me I'm still not drinking even now. So I'm one of the rare Irish
Yeah,
and then of course,
that's right.
then me and you are the teetotalers in Led Zeppelin.
That's right. Nobody would ever guess that, but Swan and I, neither one of us drink alcohol.
No. What kind of musicians are you? Really?
I'll take drugs. Anything.
That's right. I know.
Well, somebody has to keep the other two in order, for God's sake.
That's right. We're usually
And the other two need to be kept in order. Believe me.
Yeah.
pulling them out of bed at 6 a.m. because they were, drunk out of their gourds.
Yeah, Anthony always got to make sure he's going to make the next plane the next morning. It's very worrying sometimes. But
yes, absolutely.
How long have Swan and Jim actually known each other? So what is the year count? What is the year count?
Okay, so we've played together 20 years, but Swan and I actually met 2 years prior to that. And there's an interesting story behind this, Swan, because
and I don't look very good in this story.
No, she doesn't. It was 1999, I think, is when we met.
Yeah.
And the way this happened, guys, was I was playing in a Neil Young tribute at the time.
Yeah.
Swan was mixing sound, and after the show, he asked me at Palladino's on Tarzana.
Yes.
He asked me if I knew of any Led Zeppelin material, and of course they were my favorite band, so I knew a ton of it right out of the gate. But prior to that, I was playing shows with that band, and Brenda says, "You know what? I think you're just wasting your time with these guys. I mean, you're playing only a couple of times a month.
He was such a talented musician."
No, but she says you're not making much money.
It wasn't even about the money. It was about the talent.
But had I not been in that band, Swan and I would have never met. I would have never been in Led Zeppelin again. So
Swan, I have a question for you. So, I've never asked you this question. When you saw Jim Wooten, what made you walk up to him? What was your trigger? Because I know you have a standard. What was your trigger to make you walk up to Jim and say, "I want you in my band"?
Well, it was just Jim's vibe. He's just, Jones himself is very quiet and laid back. Jim is very much like that too, and he's also. And his look too, the beard, and then of course, watching him play bass. I mean, he's an incredible bass player.
Oh, thank you.
So that was it. I was sort of scouting at the time, and I don't know. Jim just hit me right away. I knew he was the guy, and I feel blessed that he said yes, and here we are right now today. Amazing.
Oh man, I can't tell you.
Do you want to know that Jim was
made in my life?
Jim had just started in a Journey tribute.
That's right.
Journey. And
do you remember that, Swan?
I remember that. I was actually a bit concerned about that because, I think Brandon knows how much I really love Journey, but
and he told me, I was so excited about the Journey tribute. He's like, "Babe, I'm gonna have to leave the Journey and I'm gonna start this up again." And I'm like, "Are you?"
Yeah. How'd you feel about that?
No, it's good. I want him to be happy, and I knew that's what he wanted to do.
Oh yeah. That was a dream come true.
Yeah, I knew that's what he wanted to do.
What a dream! Playing in a Led Zeppelin band. I mean, that was the inspiration for me to start playing the bass. Was listening to Led Zeppelin. So when you asked me, it was like, wow. Yeah. This is huge, and it's been incredible. It's been an incredible run. I had so much fun.
Henry's been watching us, or you guys, for 20 years.
Henry's amazing. Him and his wife, they come to as many shows as possible, and
that's amazing.
Just great people.
Yeah, thank you, Henry. We appreciate you as much as you appreciate us.
So Chris says Jim Wooten and Swan get a room.
Well, actually, we've got a room many times.
Yeah. Remember out there in Bosnia, Swan? Was it Bosnia?
Yeah, we were bunking in the same room. I mean, I got to know how loud you snore, Jim.
That was when we were in the living container, right, Swan?
Oh yeah, the container. Yeah, and then we had to go outside to go to the bathroom, and
really,
it was freezing.
It was snowing.
Yeah, Bosnia and Kosovo, right?
Yeah, that's right.
We went to both sides.
Yes, that's right. That was incredible. Those were incredible times. In fact, we've got a few trivia questions for everyone.
Yep.
This next one. Hopefully nobody saw Scott's question earlier because it might have blown it. But Swan had the incredible privilege to sing a duet with one of rock and roll's most iconic singers. So we want you to guess. Was it Steven Tyler, Roger Daltrey, or Steve Perry? Which one was it? After we get a few answers to the question, we'll reveal the answer to you. But wait, let's see.
So,
and Annette says, I need a CPAP machine for my snoring.
okay. All right. We'll get you one. Okay. So Chopsy says Roger. Any other
guesses?
entries?
Steven Tyler, Roger Daltrey, or Steve Perry?
All right. Annette says Steve Perry. Steve Perry. He wasn't one of the choices, but that's good. We could do that.
Anybody? Bill says Roger Daltrey.
All right.
Wendy says Steve Perry.
All right. Steve Perry. Steve Perry was not one of the choices, but
yeah, he was. Steve Tyler, Steve Perry,
Steve Perry.
or Roger
okay.
Daltrey.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have Daltrey by Pamela.
Yeah. Looks like
Claire says Roger.
A lot of good guesses here.
All right.
Yeah,
Gary says Roger.
Who's Daltrey?
Daltrey.
Annette says the last one.
Wait, Swan. Chris Kissinger says Pee Wee Herman.
Or that. Yeah, we could do that.
George, Nikki or Nick.
Nick.
Our first
Nick says
sound
Roger.
engineer.
Daltrey. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of Daltreys.
So you want to show them the picture and we
Yeah.
can
Everybody else.
reveal that?
Anybody good?
Steve Tyler, Bob Bacon says.
All right. Steve Tyler.
So
Shania Twain.
I wouldn't mind. We can fix it.
Larry was the first to say Roger Daltrey.
Okay, he was. He was.
Scott says Tiny
All right,
Tim.
you guys. So we're
Tiny
gonna
Tim.
reveal who Swan actually sang with.
Okay.
And what year was that? What year was that?
You know,
What year?
Do you
don't
recall
know if
I don't know, about eight, maybe 7 years ago.
okay. Yeah, here we
All
go.
right, you guys ready? You guys ready? Feel like we have it right here.
You
Hold
just
on.
you just passed it.
All right, I'm gonna do it right now. Here it is.
There it is.
There he is.
Yeah.
And that happened at was it the Henry Fonda Theater, Swan?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened at the Henry Fonda Theater there on Hollywood Boulevard.
We were there for the sound check.
Because I remember seeing you sing with Daltrey.
It was at the
Yeah,
sound check.
it was actually two shows.
Yeah.
One was sort of like a private show,
Yes.
close friends and all that, and that's where you guys were.
Yeah.
And then it moved to the Henry. It was actually at what was it, Johnny?
It was like a little round circle.
No,
It was.
what was that little club? It was in like
It was down there in Washington Boulevard. Johnny.
Yeah, I remember that. That's
Johnny
right.
Fox's. Johnny Fox's.
That's right. That's
Johnny
right.
Fox's.
Yes.
And I'll never forget, Swan, as we were standing there watching the show, and then you came up and you were singing with him, I looked to my left and Timothy B. Schmidt was standing right next
I
to me.
remember that.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
that's easy.
Yeah.
That was destiny for you, sir.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Looks like
Oh my
Dylan
God.
needs to go outside again.
I have to go take the dog out again.
Okay. But so Scott Wardlow
Come on.
wanted you to just tell the story about how that whole thing came about with Roger Daltrey.
All right. Well, I was actually, as I mentioned earlier on, I was a sound guy. So I was doing sound. I was asked to come in and I wasn't told who I was going to be working with. But then when I got there, I found out it was Roger Daltrey and a bunch of these session guys.
Yes.
And I was blown away. So anyway, unfortunately, Roger's voice went out 2 days during the rehearsal.
Right.
The musical director, Stan Asoff, actually knew who I was even though I was standing behind a monitor desk.
Yeah.
The sound. And because the band was trying to rehearse and they just couldn't get it together without the vocals. And so Stan asked me, he says, hey, would you mind stepping up? Because you've been listening to this for 2 days right now. And I'm like, totally shocked.
Yeah.
I said, what? Yeah. And of course, I walk in, it was a sort of a circle situation where, Mr. Daltrey was in the middle and the band was surrounding him. And I sort of walked into the middle, and believe me, this band looked at me like, what? The monitor guy?
Yeah.
Is going to sing right now. And I'm like, so I went, okay, all right, this is on. So actually, they picked Crosby, Stills and Nash song was the first one I sang, which was Love the One You're With, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they did that, and then we did some Who songs, and then it was great. And then a few days later, Roger came back in, and he sort of eyeballed me as he walked in, and to be honest, I was quite nervous. I didn't know what he was going to say, but he looked at me like sort of mean looking, and he walked over to me and in his English accent, like, "Hey mate, well, I heard you were singing on my microphone, and you were singing more songs, all right? And I don't think that was bloody good of you to do that." And Mr. Doctor, it was your musical director who asked me to do it. And then he just switched and he says, "Listen, you know what? I so appreciate you helping the band, helping me out." And then just to hear Mr. Doctor say that to you.
Absolutely.
And then the next thing he says, "Listen, because you helped me, you're a great singer. I heard all about you. You want to come up and sing?" And that was just mind blowing. And that's how that all happened. Well, actually, at the Henry Fonda Theater, I wasn't supposed to sing, but he sent word out from backstage. I was just there doing the monitor guy, just like I was before. And the word came out. He says, "Roger wants you to come up again and do the song was A Little Help from My Friends."
Yes, I'll never forget.
The Joe Cocker version.
Yes.
And so the thing is, I have it all on video, but I've been they won't let me post it. So all this time, so I have to get permission. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I've been sitting on that for quite a while right now.
Yes, we need to make that happen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So your wife has a question
Not a question.
or a
She says,
statement.
"Daltrey is great, but let's convince Swan to sing with Steven Tyler since he was on the list." Yeah,
Oh my God, Steven Tyler.
that would be.
Well, that's all I have to deal with. You see, other than that's the only other man I have to deal with when I'm in my house. It's Steven Tyler. You're like, oh, here we go. And now she's on here telling me again.
All right. So Wendy says, let's see. I'm sure they loved you, Swan. Awesome. Okay. Any questions, you guys? We have a lot of people on. So let's move on.
Wait.
Okay. Oh, okay. Here's one for you, Swan. When did you go full time into music? No other job, full time into music.
Well, as a young man in Ireland, I was looking to be a soccer player. I was fanatic when it comes to soccer. I think you call it. Well, no, over here it's football. So soccer, yeah. So I was a big Chelsea fan. I was scouted by Man United. I was scouted by Chelsea. For those of you who know those English teams, and that's when my father was a semi-pro. And that was my destiny. That's where I was going. I was doing all the training, working into the semi-pro. And then like everything else, it's all about not how great you are, it's who you know and all that. So I ended up, just sort of, a friend of mine called Stephen McCann, who unfortunately has passed away quite recently, introduced me to music and Led Zeppelin, actually. And I had short hair playing a soccer player. And I let my hair grow. My dad wasn't too happy about it. And then that was around 78, 79 when I started. Yeah. I started out playing guitar. I was doing the James Taylor, Neil Young stuff,
Sure, yeah.
Our favorite.
That's what I was doing at the time. And I think I was the only one in my town to actually be banned from playing two places that I actually packed out. I was told I was not drawing the right people.
Oh,
As there was a lot of this going on, you see, during my concerts. So
yeah.
yeah, so yeah, 70, 78, 79, then I elevated to joining bands in Ireland and stuff like that, you know. So.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Chopsy asks, how tall are you, Swan?
That's an interesting question.
You could lie.
Well, I'm not as tall as Robert Plant, put it that way, because I've actually met him and stood beside him. So he's just a little bit higher. I'm 5'9".
5'9".
Also, let's see. We got another question. Swan. Bob wants to know, what is your favorite Led Zeppelin song?
Yeah.
Hey, Bob. Oh man, that's hard, Jim. You know that.
I know it is a tough one.
They're all good, but I suppose acoustically, I like Battle of Evermore and I like Black Dog, but it's very hard. There's some amazing songs there in that catalog.
So here's a question: what do you love to sing? What's your favorite song to sing? When you see it on the set list, what's your favorite song?
I actually like In the Light.
I like that.
Oh yeah,
that's
a
a good one.
great one.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I connect with that. The lyrics, I connect with that. I like that song a lot, and just the dynamics of how it goes, the arrangement and all that. You know.
Yes.
I mean, if you're not focusing, Jim, you know that you can miss it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
You know.
That one is probably the most difficult one for me to play on keys because I'm switching between so many different sounds during that one. So, it's a very challenging tune, and it's one of my favorites as well.
It actually, In the Light, actually features Jim with like this angelic light on him.
Yeah.
He plays the keyboard.
That's right.
I think he likes that one the best.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chris. Scott wants to know: did you ever see Thin Lizzy perform?
Yes, I did. I seen Thin Lizzy at the White Horse Hotel in the main street in my town, and it was it was their first album, and it just released Whiskey in the Jar, and you know, for us in Ireland, we didn't see any, you know, there wasn't many like African people, black people, so he was the first like black person I've seen, and to us Irish, it was like, what, you know, and he was, but then to find out, because I didn't know he was Irish, but then to find out he was actually from Dublin, born Irish man.
Wow,
amazing. So
yeah,
he's amazing. But yes, I did see them. Yeah, amazing.
Yes. Okay. Next one is from Chris. He says, when did you come up with the Robert Plant tribute idea?
So good transition, Chris, because we're going to move on to Robert PlantNation. So that's great. PlantNation.
No, that's a. Oh no, it started out as Robert PlantNation, but I
knew this was coming.
Yeah. What precipitated?
Let's clear it up.
The name change.
Let's clear it up.
Okay. Well, you know, I don't know. It was something with plantation and the connection with slavery. Something was just not right about it. I don't know. Even though there is a couple of sites out there using Robert PlantNation.
Yes.
But for the band, it just didn't feel right. Some of the members expressed their feeling about that, and I agreed. And I said, well, then it was actually my wife that came up with the nation. So
Nation, yeah, no,
Queen Nation, Robert PlantNation. You know, so
yeah, absolutely.
That's how that came about. So,
what Chris wants to know: when did you come up with that idea for PlantNation?
Well, originally I actually was going to start a tribute to America with you in it, Jim, but unfortunately somebody beat me to that. We won't
love America.
But so then I don't know. I just felt the time was right. I just wanted to do something a little different because, you know, we've been doing Zepp for so long, and it just seemed sort of a natural. You know, I didn't think I could do David Cassidy and the Partridge Family or something like that. So I said, well, maybe a natural transition would be to try Robert Plant. And the fact is, nobody was doing it. So I was looking around,
Yes.
see who was doing what, and nobody was doing that. So, and to be honest, it wasn't an easy thing to put together, because the music
Yeah.
the music is I don't think people realize it, but it's a very high caliber of
Yeah.
musicians. I mean, I've got Scott Hadaway, who's the guitar player. I got Jeffrey Bryan on keyboards, Mark Damon on drums, and Scott Richards from Which One's Pink on bass. And I tell you, I just feel very blessed
Yes.
that these guys sort of stepped up, because there was a lot of learning,
Oh, yeah.
to do.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
I feel blessed to have them on board here, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Right? I think when people start to see it and listen to the catalog of Plant's music, I mean, it's just, he's got 11 albums. 11 albums. I don't know if people are aware of that, but he went from the Honey Drippers sort of style to the sort of 80s electronic style.
Sure.
To Fate of Nations, which sort of went back to a sort of a Zeppelin, to a world music. So it's a really mix of material, and it's great to see it all, us playing it all together.
Yes.
In one show, and because people don't actually remember the title sometimes, but they'll go, "I know that one. I know that one. I know that one," and they go, "Oh, that was great. I remember that."
Yeah.
We played quite recently at Oxnard, and we just started playing the 4 chords of Big Lug, and people went, "Oh, wow!" It's like you all remember that now, or Ship of Fools, something like that, So
Yeah. In fact, what we should do is actually mention your show that's happening this Saturday, the 17th, in Montclair. We should mention that a few times throughout the show so that people are all aware. But Swan is going to be doing a parking lot concert at the Montclair.
Well, actually, let me interrupt you there, Jim. It's actually going inside.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they're I just found out today.
We're going inside now.
Yeah.
We're going inside in Montclair, but there's still a lot of confusion on the website. In fact, I was talking to them today. They still have it as a car lot event, but it's going inside. The band will perform at 7 and finish by 8:30, but it's an inside show at Montclair this Saturday.
That's
Very
great
nice.
news.
Very nice.
So it'll be the weather. You don't have to worry about
Freezing like you did, right?
Oh, it was horrible.
It was so cold.
We were
It was so
freezing
cold.
out there, man.
It was so cold.
Yeah, I could see by the pictures. You guys were just
We were
Yeah,
freezing.
it was-
How did you play the keyboards and guitar with all that?
It really wasn't easy. I was literally
It was
shivering
so cold.
on the last
So
3
cold.
songs. So yeah, I'm glad you don't have to deal with those weather conditions. It should be a great show. And if none of you guys have seen them, you've got to see this band. These are some of the best musicians in any tribute band that you will see anywhere. They are so good, and their attention to detail is amazing. So we highly encourage you to go out and see them play this Saturday in Montclair.
So Pamela
At
has
the
a
Canyon
question.
Club.
Pamela
Yeah.
has a question. What countries have you played in, Swan? I was trying to literally, like Jim and I,
Wait now. Don't we have a quiz about that?
That's right.
we do have a quiz about that. We do have a quiz about that.
Here's the question.
So we have
guys.
fun facts. We have fun facts. So
How many countries has Led Zeppelin played in over the last 33 years?
yeah,
Is it over 10?
yep,
Is it over 20?
yeah,
Or is it over 30?
30.
Start
10,
punching
20,
in your
or
answers.
30.
Start punching in your answers,
Yeah.
and then we will reveal that in a second. But we have another question up here from Ray.
Yeah.
Come up here and
Yeah.
let's see where. Yeah, there it is. So Ray wants to know, is Swan your birth name or a stage name? And if it is a stage name, how long have you been Swan?
From
Well,
like
I think-
you on.
Yeah, I've been Swan for way back. It's actually David Knowles Swan Montgomery. It's even in my passport.
Oh,
And
okay.
people just sort of give me, like, oh, I see, you got it off Swan Song and all that, and I never got it off Swan Song. So it just happens to be. That's it.
How that came about. That's great. And Larry wants to know, what music or bands do you enjoy listening to besides Zeppelin?
Oh, I'm very wide scope there. I listen to bands probably some of you guys don't even know. I listen to bands like Dead Can Dance.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
I do.
Yeah, Dead Can Dance. In fact, the singer of that band was the voice that you would hear on the movie The Gladiator. That beautiful
Oh yeah,
melody at the opening of The Gladiator where he's running his hand along the grass. That's the singer. I listen to people like Lorena McKenna, of course, Peter Gabriel. I like Sting. I like a lot of world music artists, you know. And of course, I do love the Crosby, Stills and Nash, and and James Taylor and people like that, you know.
My favorite.
yes. So Tony says, what is your favorite music or band of today's music that you like to listen to? Band of today.
What that? Let's see. I don't think there's anybody coming out with anything that's grabbing me today, like, or with original music, you know. So I just no, I can't say anybody's just tipped it over, because everything that I hear on Spotify, because I listen to Spotify a lot, because I produce music and stuff like that, and that's where I get influenced. But nothing's really hit me. What's going on today?
Also, Swan Nelson says, when did you get the idea to start Robert PlantNation? Was it kind of percolating for years, or was it just a recent thing that you decided, I'm going to go ahead and do this?
Well, Jim, you were my inspiration. Because Jim, you're in so many tribute bands. I said I gotta start catching up with this guy. I gotta do something. And so to answer your question, no, it hasn't been percolating for years around like that. It was just quite recently, actually.
Yeah. So probably just prior to the pandemic, right? Is when it all got started.
Well, I would say last December, when that whole thing started coming together and started gathering the musicians and reaching out. Yeah, November, December of last year. So
right. Okay. Let's see. We have some more here.
We have so many coming in.
I know.
It's hard to keep up with. I'm trying to keep up with everything.
So
I'm glad to hear that. I was wondering what.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So Bob guessed over 20 countries. Claire says over 30. Elena says over 30. Ray says over 30.
Yeah.
Stanley says over 30.
Yeah.
It seems to be 30 seems to be the popular.
All right,
number.
30 countries.
30 over. Well, is it over 30?
I mean,
is it over 20, or is it over?
I
10?
have to tell you, yeah, it's over 30. It's over
30.
30.
Yeah.
30 countries, you boys have been.
I know it's been crazy.
It's 30
but
countries.
It's just been a dream come true, right, Swan? I mean, we've been to places that we never thought we would ever visit. I mean, Moscow. Who would ever think we'd?
I mean, I think. Let me correct me, but I think we've been to, let's see, well, maybe 4 continents.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Different continents.
yeah.
I'm going to throw a little bit. I'm going to throw a little thing out. So, what famous person? And I'll give away a free cup on this one for the first person who answers this. What famous person came to a Led Zeppelin show?
Well, a few of them can.
Well,
So, yeah.
You mean the one. That one.
the one. The first
most
person that
famous
answers the right question.
And
What
a lot of
fa-
people probably know this, and we've got another picture to
We got a picture.
prove it happened.
Oh,
There it is.
okay,
Larry's
Larry.
on top of it.
Larry.
Larry is on
Larry's on it.
Got it.
Show them
Larry got
the
it.
picture. Show them the
Yep,
picture,
Larry. I'm judging you for a free cup, Larry.
And Chris Kissinger says he'll be there on Saturday, and he's going to be filming it. Swan.
So this guy, so I don't know
There we
I don't
go.
know if Swan or Jim wants to tell the story, but this guy came to the show. Who wants to tell the story, Swan or Jim?
Well, I'll start it if you want, Jim.
All right,
go ahead, Swan.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was.
Very
We were on
fun.
the stage of the House of Blues, and Manny, who was a good friend of mine at the time, was the production guy. Handed me a note, and we were just about to play Kashmir.
Yes.
And the note was Jimmy Page is in the audience. Now we saw that, as you know, Jim. Somebody was hinting that Jimmy might show up. We were like, whatever, because the NAM show was going on at the time. Right, not happening.
Looked up and saw him peering.
So I got the note, and I actually went over to the guitar player at the time, and I told him, I says, whatever you do, make sure you get this right, because Jimmy Page is watching us right now.
Yeah.
So we played Kashmir, and then I can't remember. Oh, yeah, and then I think the show was over at that point, and then the stage manager came back and said to us, "Okay, the encore's got to be really quick, because he's in the dressing rooms waiting for you right now." And I'm looking at him like, "Are you serious?" So we went on, and I think it was the quickest version. Well, no, it wasn't the quickest version of rock and roll. You know what I'm talking about, Jim.
Yes, absolutely.
But we played a very quick version of rock and roll, and then we got off that stage so quick. And, you know, I don't know if anybody's been to backstage of the House of Blues, but it's got 3 stair levels.
House of Blues.
And it was so it just felt I was actually walking up the stairway to heaven.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how you felt, Jim, but it was almost like a dreamy sort of feeling. And then you walk down that long corridor to the green room.
Yep.
And then there he was. I mean, just right before our eyes. It was unbelievable.
It was like the heavens opened up.
It was. I mean, the thing that got me at the time was how just normal he was.
Yeah,
I
it was
know.
amazing.
He was representing us.
Yeah.
Jimmy Page. And I'm thinking, you were the guy that made all of this happen. You know, I mean, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing now if you didn't come up with all that great music.
So our good friend Rob Warwick says, "Great to see my favorite Led Zeppelin tribute band on World."
Hey, Rob.
Wow, we miss you, Rob.
That's our boy.
See you, Rob.
We need to get back up there, Rob.
Yes, we'll
absolutely.
be back. We'll be back.
Open up the gates of Canada.
So
I understand they're as bad as Ireland. They're not
Canada.
probably not going to open this year.
They're strict. They're strict. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was Sunset. People were asking what House of Blues. Sunset.
Yeah, it was the Sunset House of Blues, and
It was a nice night.
And because of that that meeting, you want to show them the other 2 pictures that we have?
Yeah.
That was in the year of 2004 when he came to see us. Since then, this has happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
This.
And this. Actually, when we went to go see them at the O2 Arena in London, that's where this picture was
from. What a
from.
special time that was.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the story, Jim, about
let's tell the story about that.
About the John Paul. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, about how we got to London.
Yes. So what happened there? Everybody was wondering how we ended up going to that show at the O2 Arena
because it was a lottery. You only got to go if you got your name chosen out of a lottery.
20 million people entered that lottery, including all 4 of us. Well, Steve Zukowski, the guitarist at the time, contacted Jimmy's manager and said, "Hey, we would really like to attend this concert. We know the chances are very slim, but if there's any way we can, we would absolutely love it." And the guy said, "Well, did you enter the lottery?" And we said, "Yes, we did." As soon as all the names were mentioned in the lottery and we weren't there, he contacted us and said, "Did any of you get tickets?" And Steve said, "No, we didn't." And he says, "Well, how many do you need?" He says, "Can you accommodate the band?" And he says, "Yes, we can do that." So we actually attended the show on December 10th of 2007.
Yeah. In London.
Sitting
London.
in the 10th row with Brian May sitting directly in front of
But
us.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
I actually got to go to the
Sound check.
Jim always tells me it was so wasted on me. He's like, it was so wasted on you.
Jim, were you not there? I was there. I was at the sound check.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was
yeah.
at the sound check. Do you remember we were in line and it was such a cluster? They just let everybody in. So we all went in.
It was amazing because we're standing outside the stadium, and for the first time, you hear good times, bad times.
That's right.
Jim, that was just like, wow.
I know.
We were sitting in sound check for Led Zeppelin.
We were like a bunch of
It
giddy
was
school kids.
He always says it was so wasted on you. That's what you always
It
say.
was.
The best thing, if I can mention, the best thing about the sound check for me was when they screwed up Nobody's Fault But Mine.
Oh, they
Yes,
did. That's
I remember
right.
that. That was hilarious.
Plant couldn't get the harmonic. He couldn't come in on it or something.
Yes.
And there they were. There was Jason saying, "Come on, man! You know, you got 8s on the 2, man." And I'm like looking at this, like, wow, they actually are normal human beings. So instead of
the show.
it brought a lot of normality just to see,
Yeah.
like, okay, this is like every band just debating who's doing the wrong thing. You know, so
Yes.
it was good. It was great.
That was an amazing experience. We met so many people that night. We got to go to the after show party, and that's where I met John Paul Jones. And I was so thrilled. I
It was a
just
good
told
night.
him what
It was
an
a good
inspiration he was to me as a bass player.
What
And
amazing memories you guys have.
It was
Do
incredible.
you remember when we went to the hotel room and we were going to pick up the tickets? And
Yeah, and they gave us
we
the
walked down.
backstage
We
pass
went. We
for the
walked a
after-show
mile
party.
down the street to try and find this hotel room.
It was incredible, unbelievable.
It was
That
magic.
had to be the most magical night of our lives, other than actually meeting Jimmy Page at our own show. So
Yeah.
it was
It was
phenomenal. Absolutely
Tons of fun
phenomenal.
memories.
Yeah, and we have one other trivia question, guys.
Oh, guys. Okay. Yes.
Early on, it was right after I actually joined the group,
It was
probably within the
19
first 6 months.
I feel like it was 2002,
2002.
2003. Yeah.
We got a call to actually play the birthday party of a celebrity.
Yeah.
So we want you to pick who this might be.
So, fun fact here, just a little side note. Jim and I got a flat tire on the way to the celebrity's house. And we
was sweating like a.
we were freaking out because we had a call time, and it was a pretty high profile celebrity.
Yeah. So okay, so you need to guess between these three. Randy Johnson,
Yeah.
who was the Hall of Fame pitcher from the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yep.
Jim Carrey, or Courtney Cox from
Yeah.
Friends. So give us your guess on that one, and we'll reveal that in a minute.
So Larry says Julie Andrews. Not one of the choices, Larry, but good choice.
Okay. Now it's
So-
funny because Chris Kissinger keeps posting Pee Wee Herman, and the funny thing is, Pee Wee Herman was at that party we were playing that night.
He
Do you
was.
remember that?
He was
That's right.
blotto. He was
Totally
blotto. He was,
Yeah. Brad Pitt was there too.
Yeah,
he was blotto.
That was amazing.
And the ballet people handed him their keys, and he took off in his Ferrari down PCH. I don't even know what happened.
That was crazy.
Obviously, nothing.
He
'cause-
was completely gone.
okay. So,
people are saying, okay.
so we have
got
Wendy says
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Pamela says Courtney Cox.
All right.
Margie Foster Schaefer says Courtney Cox. Tony Burden says
Jim Carrey. So
Elena says
Roxanne Arquette. So the correct answer is
You want to reveal it, Swan?
Courtney Cox.
Courtney
There you go.
Cox. Good job, Margie. Yeah.
That-
So Courtney Cox is the person who hired us.
yes.
No, it's actually David Arquette.
Yes.
Well, David. Yeah.
David, yeah.
He surprised his wife. He was walking around in an Elvis outfit. Do you remember that, Jim?
Yeah, I do remember that.
They put us in this small little caravan,
Yes, yes.
They brought her out to their, garden.
Yeah.
And we all jumped out of this little caravan.
That was Ray Kokel says it was the pitcher for sure. Well, it wasn't Randy Johnson, Ray, but believe it or not, Randy Johnson has come to shoot Led Zeppelin's shows over the years. He's a budding photographer, and so we know him very well. He's a very, very nice man.
Yeah.
Now we wanted to also touch, Swan, on your original, your solo career. We know you've got quite a few albums that have come out over the last several years. So your wife actually wanted to know, have you already told everybody about your Back to the Roots album?
Yeah, I just released a few weeks ago, Back to My Roots. And it's an album of Irish standard tunes. And I just felt I wanted to revisit that sort of vibe. It's weird. I couldn't wait to get out of Ireland as a young man, and now I so appreciate the heritage and where I come from. But I wanted to take these standards like Danny Boy and all these songs and do my own take on them. So yeah, I just released that a few weeks ago, and it's available on Spotify and iTunes. And I just put in Back to My Roots, Swan Montgomery, and it comes up there. But and then I have I released an instrumental album called The High Man.
Yes.
Which is another story in itself of what that's about. And then I have Oham, which is another album I co-produced with a friend of mine called Bo Weinberg.
Oh.
And, so I mean, and then I'm also scoring music for some for movies as well. I've done mostly indie movies, but so I'm getting the best of it all. I mean, with the style of music, I don't write the same thing all the time. I like to, like with the Irish thing, I did my thing on it with Oham. It's a very world music, Peter Gabriel sort of vibe, and then, so it's nice to be. And then this goes scoring music. There's a movie coming out. Well, was supposed to come out at the beginning of the year, but of 2020. But unfortunately, we got the COVID. So it's A Bridge to Somewhere. I actually scored all the music for that movie.
Wow!
So it's really cool. So yeah, I just love that whole deal of producing and coming up with stuff depending on what you're seeing on screen. It's very challenging to be able to do that.
Yeah, in fact, our next question was, how long have you been writing music, Swan? When did you start writing music? At what age?
Well, to be honest, quite a while now. I've always, it's way back as like, probably the 80s. But I was always shy about it. One of those write music in your closet writers, So
yes.
And then I sort of was discovering my own sort of feel on things by being influenced by all the artists that we spoke about.
Sure.
Neil Young and Lorena McKenna. And so what I did, it was just that I got it all and sort of mixed it up, and that's sort of the style that I have. I mean, it's not for everybody, but I believe in it myself. And obviously you have to believe in what you're doing. And unfortunately, not everybody's going to like it. But you keep putting it out there.
Yeah.
And they have fun of, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day,
Yes. Yeah. So Bob Bacon wanted to know, did you ever cross paths with U2, being that they were a band from Ireland?
Yeah, I did. I didn't meet them or anything like that, but I again seen them. Like my town, Drogheda, was one of those always on the schedule, or whoever was coming up big in Ireland at the time, way back then. And but to be honest, when I seen them, they were awful. They were like, they hadn't grown into the band they were. They were sort of like a little bit of a punk band.
Yes.
That sort of.
Sure.
Yeah, they didn't craft. They hadn't got it crafted yet, the style of music or anything. And they definitely looked like punks, at the time. But it was amazing, I mean, at the time, it was like, who the hell is this,
Right.
And then to see what happens, So, you know.
Yeah,
So
Oh man, what yeah, I was going to ask you also how many original albums have you come out with to date? But Elena also says you've got one in the works that's almost done that you've written with her. So
yeah, well, actually, yeah, me and Elena is actually writing an album. We've been doing it for the last couple of years. You know,
Yeah.
it's just fine tuning different things. So hopefully that will come out later this year, and then it's going to be great. It's great working with her because you know she's a great lyricist,
Mhm.
and it's just a great chemistry. When you know, I didn't know how that was going to work. You know, so. But no, she's really, you know, and also helps me. She's very, you know, constructive about what I do
Yes.
as far as arrangements and stuff. So she's come into her own in that way. So people might be surprised by that when it comes out. So she's got a lot, you know,
Yeah.
as I said, be the great. So hopefully later this year that will come out. And then I'm working with this girl in Ireland called Joanne Neary. So that's another thing I'm
Wait,
producing.
did she sing with us one time before, Swan?
Yeah, she sang with us in Ireland. That's Morris's
Right.
daughter. So
Okay.
I'm going to be working with her, and yeah. So
Oh,
as I
cool.
said, you know, it's great to be. So much as we do what we do, Jim, it's great to be able to
Yes.
get creative in other areas as well. And I think you know, I've been doing Robert Plant now for so long.
Yes.
A lot of questions I've always got asked at shows is, what do you do? Do you
Yeah.
do you do something?
Sure.
And I think one has to, you know, get one's own identity, you know, and I'm showing that through this music, a different voice, that I actually have my own thing going on,
Yes.
not just Robert Plant all the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's nice to be able to show that out. One other thing, if you don't mind me mentioning, I have a video that's going to be coming out that I just collaborated with a poet in Ireland who's well known, and he wrote this poem called "The Lonely Soldier." And the Lonely Soldier is about a man that we both knew who was basically a homeless man, and as kids we were all scared of him, and we would run, and I would cry to my mother. But anyway, he wrote the poem about him, and I loved what he wrote, and I just recently collaborated with him and wrote the music for it. So I wrote music to this poem,
Oh,
and
great.
that should be out actually by the weekend. So
Yes.
the different things going on with the Swanster.
That's great. Well,
So,
yeah, in fact,
so Bob says, "Thank you, Swan, for sharing your talent with the world."
yes, that's very cool.
Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate that.
Bob's awesome.
Also, Swan. So, at this point, how many albums have you released of your either original material or versions like you did with the Back to My Roots album of the Irish Standards? How many albums have you released to this point? And is there one in particular where you look at and you say, "Man, I'm probably the most proud of this particular project"? Is there any one of those that you could?
Well, I know it sounds terrible to say this, but it's about 5 albums, and I know it sounds terrible to say this, but I like them all. But the reason I'm going back to what I just said earlier on, they're all different.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Not in the same genre, same style. So I was able to, you know, this was this sort of thing, this was this thing, and this was this thing. And so I sit back and I just go, wow, I'm proud of all that. You know what I mean? So
Sure. Yeah.
So
I guess it's almost like having kids, the 5 different kids, and it's like, how do I pick my favorite out of these?
that's it. That's it, Jim.
Love them all.
It's very hard, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I highly encourage everybody to look Swan up on. He's on Amazon Music, I know, because I found
And
him
what
on
I'll
there.
do is I'll put all the links below this, below all of our YouTube and Facebook page. I'll put all the links.
So you can access them there, and you could download the album Back to My Roots off of, you said Spotify. Well, Spotify is actually a subscription service.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they have that, they'll be able to listen to it from that. Is that correct, Swan?
Yeah, well, I just seen that Scott Hadaway asked the question, am I going to be doing any original live shows? And actually, I do plan on doing that. Probably streaming first.
Okay.
It's going to be like something like 7 songs, and it's called The Realm of Oham. It's very deep, sort of spiritual,
Oh yeah.
visual. I think I showed you this, Jim.
Oh, I've seen some of that.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's good.
yes.
It's good.
And
It's very deep and spiritual, and it's there's not a lot of talking in between. It's like a show that starts and just runs, and you get what you get out of it. You know what I mean?
yes.
It tells the message itself. You know. So
Yes, yeah, absolutely. No, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I remember you showing me that footage, and that looks like it's going to be an incredible production.
I need to get some of this done before Zeppelin starts getting.
Oh, I know. We're going to start
Because
really
that's what's happened, Jim.
Going.
The pandemic has been awful, but in some ways, I've been able to catch up with all these projects. You know, so
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it has allowed us to kind of take a step back and see what other things that we're able to
Slow
accomplish
down.
during that time.
Yeah. So
this show, you guys.
Oh yeah, that's
It
true.
was created out of that, you know.
It all came about
I mean,
because of the pandemic. That's right.
true.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great show, and you brought it up, and I love the idea of where you bringing in guests every week, and I think it's really, really cool to introduce
thanks.
different people in the tribute world, and
Yeah.
maybe I bring on some original people too. It's really cool.
That's
It's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea because it'd be a good way to bring awareness to some original artists as well.
Well, there's a lot of independent artists out there, great artists, acoustic guitar singer, and it'd be a great place because they're all trying to showcase themselves, and this show here could help that situation.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right. That's
absolutely.
right. That's right.
Yeah, no, that's
right.
a great suggestion. We definitely need to do that. Let's see. Let's see. Is there anything else that you can think of that you would like to promote or talk about?
Well, as I said, just stay posted on Swan Montgomery Facebook page, the personal page.
Yes.
I do have an artist page as well, but I'm posting all over the place on them. And as I said, I've got a video coming out probably this Friday. Again, the collaboration with the poet. And then, of course, Zepp again is playing at Hilltop.
That's right.
On May 8th.
That's right.
It's going to be our second show.
Yes.
And maybe we should get people to send in requests of what songs they want to hear. Maybe we should.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
True. That's true.
That's going to be May 8th at the Hilltop Tavern in Apple Valley. In fact, Pamela has asked a few different times when we're going to be coming back out there. So, hopefully it's not going to be 30 degrees again.
That was cool.
And then, of course, Robert PlantNation this Saturday, Mount Clair, indoors,
Yes.
7 o'clock show. I would really appreciate if people could come out and see
Yes,
that.
and I will put
absolutely.
the links below here as soon as we're done.
Yeah, we can put a
I'll
ticket
put the
link
links.
on there.
I'll put the links below.
And do you know what your start time is on Saturday night, Swan?
The start time is 7 o'clock, 7 to about 8:30. They're actually not staying open. Yeah, probably till 9. So 8:30 is going to be the end of the show. So you could come out, get an early show.
Sure.
Get some good music,
Great.
and you're inside, not freezing.
Yes, that's at the Canyon in Montclair,
Which
California.
is such a fun venue. I love that.
It's right in the middle of a shopping mall.
It's a great venue.
It's really
You guys go out Saturday night. Yeah.
Saturday night, 7 to 8:30. So make note of that early start time. It's a Saturday night, Swan. So
Yes.
okay.
No. Yes, it is. It's
Saturday.
Saturday because we got a little thing going on Friday. Remember?
Oh yeah. That's right.
We have a little thing going on Friday.
Yeah. People will start writing in. Get a room again. So whatever.
Yeah. And Scott. Is that going to be happening now? Scott just mentioned that you have a San Manuel date on May 9th for PlantNation. Is that correct?
It's on the books, but it's not confirmed yet. As you know, in this business, Jim, everything changes
Sure.
It does.
every day. So I just know we'll be there Saturday. After that, I don't want to look beyond that,
Sure,
and
sure.
hopefully I will be there with Zepp again on May 8th at Hilltop. So
Yeah, May 8th. I'm looking forward to that one. We're probably going to be playing for a good 2.5 hours because they like us to play as long as we possibly can there. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, great.
Well, Swan, thank you so much. Anything else so I will put all the links below for Swan's shows.
Yes.
We loved having you on. Obviously, we've been friends for 20 plus
22
years.
22
Swan
years.
Swan actually sang at our wedding.
He did.
He sang at our wedding.
He came.
what song? Do you remember what song I sang?
Oh, All of My Love.
That's right.
All of My Love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that was
And I
fun.
was stressed. I actually came from work. I was working as a sound engineer in downtown, and I had to run in, and I'm still dressed as a sound person,
Yeah.
singing when you guys were at the
We
table.
did our first dance to Swan
Yeah,
singing.
you sang it for the first dance. I remember
All of My
that.
Love.
That
Yeah.
was
That was
an
amazing.
awesome
2002,
Yeah.
2001,
2002.
2002.
Two. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
It's been great. I think this has been an incredible show. So many people are responding,
Yeah.
saying,
And I'll put all the links below, all the show
Yes.
links and everything.
but everybody,
Thank you. I really appreciate you guys, and I really enjoyed this a lot. This is
It was
fantastic.
fun. It was fun.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, we love you.
Oh yeah,
We love you.
it's not gonna be the last time.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of stories me and you could talk about, Jim.
Yeah, we've got to dedicate one WAW show to just Led Zeppelin stories.
Yeah,
all the funny
lots.
stuff that's
There's
happened over the
lots.
last 20 years.
There's lots.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and I'll see you on Friday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll see you on Friday.
Have a good evening.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye.
All right, you guy.
That
What
was
a good,
great.
yeah,
So
fun,
much
fun,
Wait,
fun
you
time.
know, I'm not Swan Montgomery.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you may wanna
Okay,
get
all
rid of
right.
that.
All right, you guys.
No, thank you so much for joining us tonight, guys. We really appreciate you coming in and spending, well, tonight's almost an hour and a half with us, but we don't take that for granted.
No, we don't.
We're so grateful for your friendship. And next week, we're going to have, maybe we can
We have
get,
a special guest.
yeah, maybe
next
we can
week.
get Gig to reprise his
Wait,
role as
but
the
you
gardener.
need to reiterate what our special guest is.
I just told you.
You said gig, but they don't know what gig. Gary
Grantham
Gig
from
Grantham.
TLR. We're going to be talking about a couple of shows that we've got happening on the weekend of the 23rd and the 24th. But maybe we could get him to reprise his role as the gardener.
Yeah,
That was one of the funniest
that was
shows.
the funniest thing.
That was one of the funniest
was-
shows we've done.
That was
on
during the
WAW.
early WAW where
Yeah.
we were coming to you from our backyard.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But after gig, and I haven't. This is not confirmed, but a little teaser.
Oh, yeah.
We may have Katie Darrell.
That's right. And we're going to have Katie tell you the whole impetus to the world's
Yeah.
greatest tribute
Yeah.
bands
Yeah.
show, how that all came about, how she got involved with
That's
it,
right.
and
That's right.
just in general talking about how she became a TV personality. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a lot of fun. But next week, we got our good friend Gary Gig Grantham, and we're going to be talking about all the stuff that TLR has coming up. So make sure to join us then. Until then, we'll be back next week to ask the eternal question. Woot's happening. Have a great night. God bless you. Keep on rocking in the free world, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.